Hello everyone, I'm Dragonwhelp, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. When we last left off, we were trying to build a plane to get some science. Well, things have changed. I've learned a lot between now and then, and today is just going to be a little bit different. We're going to do a lot of science gathering, so to speak. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to build a rudimentary rover with the spaceplane parts that we've gotten last episode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a big engine, or not a big engine, big fuel tank on the back here. And we're going to put one of these small Juno jets on here, along with all the science. Make sure we double up all the science stuff, so that way we can take multiple readings. And instead of bringing good old Jebediah, we're going to bring one of the engineers, or excuse me, not engineers, one of the scientists, so that way they can get out and they can repair or fix or be able to reset these experiments to where they're usable again for indefinitely, I guess. We do we have any solar panels? I don't think we're that far in advanced yet. No, we don't have solar panels. Anyway, go to utilities, if I can find utilities again. We're in utilities. I thought we had... There we are. It's in grounded. Okay, they put it in a different section. It's been a while since I've actually played, because wheels used to be in utility back in the day. So what I want to do is I'm going to put just a steering wheel on here and some wheels on the back to keep us from toppling forward. May actually put a couple of extras just in case. Actually, let's lower these down one notch. There we go. It's not much, but it'll get the job done. So I'm going to save this craft as science rover, because that's essentially what it's going to be doing. I'm going to go ahead and click save. And we need to go over here to the cruise tab. Good old Jebediah. Sorry, Jebediah, you can't come on here, but I am going to take Mr. Bob. Bob Kerman. Good old Bob. Alright, we're going to launch this. We're going to try to get as much science possible just from going around the KSP. Just this little arrow here. So, let me put on the brakes, so that way we don't roll forward. Let's take a crew report. We've already done that. So, have we taken a temperature reading from here? Yes, we have. Okay. Have we done a goo container from here? We have, and it's only worth like 0.2 science, so I'm not going to waste the container on that. But we have not taken a pressure scan yet, so let's keep that. And let's see, can we EVA? What does the EVA look like? Okay, so we're able to access this side. Can he access this? Yes. Take data and make sure I don't fall off. So I'm actually going to press B to board. So now that that data is no longer in here, we can actually take another pressure reading if we so desired. But since we've already taken one from here, there's no need. So we're going to release the brakes, and we're going to... Oh yeah, I got to put throttle all the way down, and then throttle up ever so... Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put... Let's see, revert flight back to spaceplane here. I actually forgot to put a... Oh, what are the names of these things? Intake. Yes, I forgot to put an intake on here so the engines can breathe. Derpy me. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take one of these modular girder sections and just put it, can I rotate it like this? Yeah. I know it's a little cheatsy doodly, but hey, it works. It works. So I'm going to put a circular intake up there. That way the engines can breathe. I'm going to resave this and then launch again. I knew I was forgetting something, but I couldn't put my finger on what. So press press X to throttle all the way down. Go ahead and take that pressure reading again. Have Bob jump out. We are having Bob. Yeah, we do have Bob. EVA, we've already got an EVA, so let's grab that pressure data and get back inside. Release the brake, throttle up ever so slightly, and activate the engine. And we're just going to go over here and go throughout the entire KSP section. Go to each of the biomes. Each building has its own separate biome. I may need to slow down just a little bit more because I don't want to get so fast that my ship here decides to go tumbling and doing all kinds of crazy things. So I can turn, now that we've got some decent speed, I can turn the engine off and we could just cruise along until we hit the little bumpy section over here, and then I'll have to slow down because if I hit that too hard, my poor little wheel underneath it will disintegrate. And we see that we're losing a little bit speed, so we just turn on the engines just for a little bit and get back the speed we got. Yeah. So let's tap the brakes. Let's tap the brakes. We're getting up to a hill. Let's tap the brakes. Yeah, slow down just a little bit. Don't want to hit it too hard. And then hit the engine. Make sure yeah, there we go. Now I can turn the engine off. And we should be able to brake right here. Yeah, let's brake here. This should be a new biome. Crew report. Yes. Take that crew report. Do a mystery goo. Yep, I'll take that. Do a pressure. Yep. And do a thermometer. Or temperature. Yep. Alright, Bob, your turn. Get Bob out. Take an EVA report. Grab that. Let's grab all this data. Collect the data. And restore the goo canister. That's one good thing about taking a scientist along on missions is that they can reset things like goo canisters and things like the Science Junior, which we will get later. So what I'm going to do is take the data from here, and then I'm going to store the data again. Alright, let's get back inside. Make sure we've got everything. Pretty sure we already had a crew report, but I'll take another one just to be sure. Yeah, the data has not been logged yet, so it's still going to count as it's going to say, hey, you haven't done this yet. But now that we've done this here at, what is this place? From KSC. Oh, that's actually just KSC itself. Okay. We need to get really close to this building. Alright, cut the engines. Slow down. Is this the new biome? No. Alright. So let's head over to the space plane hangar and take some readings from over there. It takes a while, but you know, once we get everything like a legit rover that actually runs on the electricity and have solar panels and everything, we should be really, really good. And not to mention that with the engine that we have here, it actually produces electrical charge, so that we don't ever run out of energy. It's like, well, if we start running low on electrical charge, we can actually just turn on the engine with the brakes on to to get up some electric charge. That way we don't run out of battery. All right, from the space plane hangar, and take a goo sample. Yeah. Take a thermometer. Yeah. Take a barometer. All right. Now I think I've done the crew report. So EVA, get out. Take an EVA report. Good old Bob being able to do all this. So let's take the data from there, collect the data, and restore that. and take that data and get back inside. Alright. Release the brake. Start up the engines and let's go to the next place. Head over to the VAB. Good old VAB. It's where we spend a lot of our time, or will be spending a lot of our time, making rockets to go to different planets and their moons. Alright, I don't want to get too fast. There's no sense in getting really fast just to slow back down, because that's just a waste of speed. It's a waste of energy. Alright, lock the brakes. Log data. Log data. Etc. Saying just rinse and repeat. Make sure you take all your reports. And since Bob is out here, I can go ahead and take that data out of that, take that data there, and collect the data and restore the goo container. And get back in. Alright. Onwards. Let's see, where do I want to go next? I guess I'll go over to the research and development buildings. Slow down. Oh, don't want to lose our footing there. Slow down. Is this the research and development building? Overwrite the crew. Oh, that's right. Let me put the brakes on. Get him out. I actually have to, in order to take that, I will have to take the data and then store the data and then get back inside so I can do another crew report. There we go. Research and development. And yeah, no, probably the redundant science experiments on the top were redundant, and I probably didn't even have to get them, but better safe than sorry, I always say. Alrighty, let's get all this data and hop back inside. Always remember to take the data and then store the data. That way you can always do more crew reports for the later areas. And wow, I didn't even know that wheel could do that. Apparently the wheel has its own electrical system where you can actually use it as like a rover. That's really cool. So now that we've got the research and development building done, we can head over to the satellite and get the science from there. Uh-oh. Going a little bit too fast. Slow down. Slow down. There we go. There we go. Might want to turn the engine on just a little bit. There we go. We got that bridge out of the way. And let's see. Crew report. Yes, we are at the tracking station, so we can stop and rinse and repeat. Oh, make sure you turn the brakes on, because you don't want to keep rolling while it accidentally run into a building, considering the buildings can actually be destroyed. And you don't want that. I don't think any of us want that. So, EVA. Come on, Bob. Get over here. There we go. Take the data. Remember to take the data and then store the data. And then jump back inside. Turn the brakes off and off we go to the crawlway. Let's go this way. I like how they added that every time you take out the data and store the data, it actually shows you what data is being stored and what data is being taken out. I remember back in the day, you had to just rely on faith to. If the data got taken out, you just had to rely on faith that it actually got taken out, rather than. But now you just can you can actually read the text floating up and down on the screen, which is awesome. I actually enjoy that. That's a good touch. Good touch. Let's turn the brakes back on. Crew report. There we go. Log pressure data. Log temperature. And I'm going to have to get Bob out of here because I didn't seem to restore it last time. But of course, since he's out here, he can actually observe the mystery goo because he's a scientist, that's awesome. You can actually remotely access, or you can use your Kerbal to actually get the data and stuff just right there. You don't actually have to be inside the ship. Well, that's cool. And one thing I did forget to do, I need to take this data and then store the data and get back inside. And I think we've done a lot of the data there at the launch pad, so I'm not even going to go over there. But I am going to turn around and head to mission control, because that in itself is another biome. Uh-oh, come on. Come on. You can do it. There you go. I know your wheels are all wobbly and looks like one of them's not even touched the ground, but it is. There we go. Might want to slow down just a touch. There we go. And we can stop here, put our brakes on, and once again, get a crew report. Log the pressure, log the temperature, and do the goo. Alright. Get an EVA report. And I think that's all of the areas around here. We could go way out there into the grasslands, but I think good old Bob is tuckered out for today, so we're going to get him inside and recover the vessel. And let's see how much science we gathered with all of what we just did. 90 science. Look at that. 90 science. Whew. 90 science. He didn't gain any experience because we didn't leave the atmosphere. But that's 90 science that we can use to spin anywhere over here. And we can do the basic science to get some more science experiments. We can actually get a experiment storage unit, which would probably be best. We can get rechargeable batteries. Get the high gain antenna. But one thing, let's just look at all of them. These are winglets, bigger tanks and fuel. I think the more science we get, the further along we can get, like the faster we can get further along. So I'm going to get this Science Junior. And do we have enough science? 90 science to get the first solar panels. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back to our ship here and add the new science that we just got. So I'm going to take this off and add a Science Junior. I probably don't want to do it like that though, because that way the person in the capsule, can we place it here? We should be able to. Actually, let's do this. Take this off, throw this away. And let's get in really close, make sure we center this up. There we go. And yeah, I'm going to take the redundancy out of it. So I'm going to put the goo canister there. Put the thermometer and the barometer there. That's all the science we need. We probably could use an experiment storage pod, but you know what? Why not? Why not use it? I don't think there's any harm in not using it. And other than that, I think we actually don't need any batteries. Yeah, I think that's pretty much gonna do it for now. Make sure. Let me double check. Yeah, that's pretty much all we need. Okay. So what we're gonna do is make sure good old Bob's still in the pilot seat. I'm gonna save this, and I'm gonna go back out, and I'm gonna go get the Science Junior data from all of the biomes. So be right back. as you can see from that time lapse, I had to go back in because I forgot to put the intake back on. But and I also put the Junior back on the side of the ship, or not back on the side, but put it on the side of the ship. That way Bob could reach it easily without having to go up or down and risk losing the footing on the door. So I didn't want to do any of that. But and as you have noticed, that I took the Science Junior out to the launch pad because I have not done the Science Junior science experiment out there on the launch pad because this is the first time we've had it. But doing just that and collecting just the minute data from the mystery goo again, I've got another 82 science. So we now have a total of 137 science. That is amazing. So let's go back into research and development and see what else we can get. I think I'm going to go ahead and get the solar panels. That way we can have, like, fuel. But there may be other things here, considering, like, we can get the first parts of the rover wheels. But I think our little rover is handling up to what we're using it for. So instead, I think I might go for something more in the rocketry line, like the crew cabin, which holds up to... How many crews does it hold? How many crews does this hold? It holds... It doesn't say. 2. So then we could start taking the missions to take, ferry people in a suborbital hop. Not to mention we get the ever-loving struts, which help keep our ships together. Plus a lot of other nifty things like this launch stability stabilizers. Or launch stability enhancers, which they're actually called. That way we don't have to worry about our ship falling over and whatnot. But yeah, I think because of the big demand of ferrying tourists on a suborbital hop, as of now, will be a great endeavor for us in our science thing. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. And we even still have enough for the solar panels. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those too. So now that we've gotten all that, let's see what new missions are available. I'm just going to stop that one. I'm not even going to... Failure is 11,000. Yeah, we're not going to do it. We are going to... They want to travel in a suborbital flight of Kerbin. Yes, we're going to take this one. Since we just got the crew cabin, we can actually take 2 people. What else do we want to do? Ferry Fortress, not yet. We might want to test out the heat shields. Yeah, I think we could test the heat shields because I'm going to need the heat shields to protect the crew cabin. And orbit Kerbin. Well, we can't do that yet. But what I am going to do... Oh, I do not need to do that. I need to right click. Right click on the astronaut complex because we need to upgrade it so we can EVA and also plant flags. And we can EVA now, but we have to be on the ground to EVA. Once we get into space, we won't be able to EVA. So that's going to be one thing that we need to go ahead and buy. Not to mention, we don't have enough for that. Can we upgrade this? Is there anything else we can upgrade? That's the question. We can spend 150,000, but we won't have enough money. We can also upgrade. Yeah, I probably will upgrade the mission control, but I got to make sure we have enough money to build a ship. But let's go ahead and upgrade mission control. Now we can have 7 active contracts. So let's get the ones that expire never, because then we can hold on to them pretty much indefinitely. It doesn't look like the offer expires. When does the duration? 3 days. Duration 1 year. 5 years. Actually, let's just go out. Let's just build a little rudimentary ship to ferry the tourist. So let's get our command pod. And let's go down and get... Where do they put him? That's the fuselage. I'm having to relearn this as I'm doing this. I'm sorry. Actually, you know what? Let's put an antenna on here. Which one do I want? This is to be able to be put on the side, which what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. Yeah. Alright. Science. Oh, yeah. We're going to take some science experiments. That is for sure. Okay, the crew cabin. Here we go. And since we're testing the heat shield... Where are the heat shields? I just saw them. Where'd they go? Ugh. Horrible, horrible. There they are. Nope. It's this one we want to test. And since we actually have some added weight to here, we're actually going to do the parachutes. I'm going to put one on the top. And then I'm going to put some on the side. I'm actually going to double them up. One on either side to help soften the landing of this craft here. And I probably could do this. Go ahead and put some landing legs on here. I don't want them... start extension. No, I don't want them started extended. Deployed shielded. I'm not going to worry about that. That way, we have a little spring to cushion our fall. Even though we have the parachutes, we also want to have these two. So, because we don't want to... granted, if we land on land. Anyway. So now that we've got that, we need to get some decouplers. Or, yeah, decouplers. Oh, that's the big one. I don't need the big one. Give me that one. And let's see. This has a little bit of weight on it. But we've got a lot of engines now. Let's see. Liquid fuel, liquid fuel. Let's get this with a small engine. Let's see. Yeah, I want these. The swivels. Or should I get the Reliant? Reliant has 205 at sea level. Oh, yeah. Let's get the Reliant. It's a little bit better. And since we have the decoupler, the side decouplers, I'm actually going to put 4 of the solid rocket boosters. Oh, God. Those will get us... I'm just going to use the hammers. I'm not going to do anything special with that. And then for aerodynamic purposes, I'm actually going to put nose cones on the tops of these. So I want those to fire, and then I want this to decouple, and I want this to fire at the same time. And then I want to decouple that once all the fuel is burned out. Okay. Yeah. And I'm going to save this one as Ferry. Alright. Now that should work. I'm hoping that'll work. So we want to make sure that our crew cabin is filled with a tourist. You would not believe how many times I've actually went out for a tourist mission and forgot the tourist. Oh well. But we're going to have a good old Jebediah. We're going to have him in the command module. Because he's going to be flying this ship. He's going to keep everybody safe. And, yeah. I think this would get us into space. I'm hoping it will. If not, we could trade out the hammers for the thumpers, which we've actually got. So, let's go. Cannot support anything heavier than 18 tons. Ferry. Oh. Okay, so my mass is too big. So, what are the thumpers? What are these? 7.5. What are the hammers? 3.5. Oof. So, what I may do is shorten this down to 3. Will 3 put me within the limit? Oh, I want to make sure these are on there correctly. 16. Yeah, 3 would get us up. I'm pretty sure 3 would get us up. If not, like I said, we can always switch to the thumpers because I know the thumpers are a lot more powerful. Alright, here we go. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, turn on SAS with T. And 3, 2, 1. Launch. Yeah. So I want to head inland. I want to go that direction. So I'm going to start aiming over. Why am I spinning? Oh, come on. Don't spin. Don't spin. Come on, kill the rotation. Come on. Something's up with SAS, I have noticed. Oh boy. Come on. Come on. Oh, the tourists are having a ride of their life. I hope they don't get seasick. Something tells me I'm unkiltered. I'm off balance somewhere. Yeah, I'm off balance. So I'm going to revert this flight back to the vehicle assembly and see why I wouldn't think the antenna would do it. But regardless, go back to communication, put one of these on here. Let's see if I can stick it on the nose. Actually, I probably won't even need communication. I'll just bring all the science back with me. And then I got 4 legs, yeah. Why was I off balance so bad? I do not even know. I do not even know. Alright, so let's save this and then launch it again. Hopefully this time we'll have better results. And I gotta figure out why SAS is not working correctly. But anyway, 3, 2, 1, launch. So I'm just gonna go straight up. I'm not gonna touch nothing. Nothing. I'm gonna go straight up. See how fast I can go. Alright, now stop it. Go. Oh boy, why? Why? Fight, fight. Come on, fight it. Ugh. Oh, there goes all our fuel. We have no reason to turn on SAS. Are we actually going to hit the atmosphere, out of the atmosphere? Oh, just barely. Just barely. Yeah, so we're not going to make it on this one. So let's revert the flight back to the vehicle assembly building. That way we don't accidentally kill our people. And let's just put 2 of the thumpers, the big solid rocket boosters. Yeah, let's just put 2 of them on there. And I'm just worried that I've done something wrong. Actually, I'm gonna have to change this up a little bit because those legs are actually inside the rocket boosters, and when they fly off, I don't want them to explode. But will these... Yeah, they'll go farther than what I need them. Alright. Here we go. Save it. And make sure our people are still in the crew. Yeah, our tourists are still there. 8. Oh. How much will it be to upgrade the launch pad? Because it looks like we're going to be having ships that are bigger. Yeah, let's go ahead and upgrade the launch pad. Alright, that should solve a lot of our problems. Granted, we have enough to build the ship. Yeah, we do. We have enough to build the ship. Not to mention the money that we get for actually completing the mission. So here we go. And go ahead and throttle to full because... And I want this to fire as soon as it decouples. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Whee! Hopefully these will get us up to the altitude we need. I don't see why they wouldn't. If not, we'll add more since we've actually upgraded the launch pad. Come on, we need to get up. Go, go, go. And stability assist. Come on, Jebediah, you can get us up into space, can't you? Might actually have to do a traditional orbit hop, which I'm going to need a couple more. There we go. No, 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 don't you dare, don't you dare. I'm going to have to fight this thing all the way through, aren't I? Yeah, something's wrong with stability controls. It never used to act like this. Unless it's because I'm not a good pilot. Then I need to get Jebediah's experience up, which then I could understand. So let's look at our missions. We're doing a suborbital hop. We're really out of the atmosphere here. And this is a suborbital hop, so we'll actually go way up. So yes, okay, we have actually completed the ferry quest, or the ferry mission. So now, we just have to test the shield at 29,000 to 40,000 meters. So 40,000 would probably be where it would be tested. But I'm hoping that if I do that, that section's gone. I'm hoping that this shield will activate itself in the quest, or the mission will be completed as I'm falling back down. But anyway, we'll watch it up. We're going up here, coming back down. I want to make sure I slow myself down before I hit the atmosphere. So 70,000 is normally where I slow this down. Or it automatically slows down in some time. There we go. There we go. So, come on. Testing the heat shield. Come on, please activate. Okay. Oh boy. Slow down. Oh, there goes our landing legs. Am I going to be able to use my parachutes? It looks like I only have... Okay, I still have my parachutes. Okay, okay. As soon as they go gray, I'm going to hit them. Oh, boy. Oh. I think I went too fast. Should have went too fast. Anyway, I'm going to revert back to assembly building because I do not want my tourists to die. And we'll come back and we'll modify this. I'm going to think on this and we'll modify it. And make sure that we can get up there and down safely without having anything blow up or anybody dying. Thank everybody for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up. And until next time, see you later. Come out in the middle and just say, "Hello, I got you." It's like, no, don't get me. Net is fast and infinite. Alright.
Sending your team to Dubai was my call, but now we need to go by the book. Focus on art. You want me to put all of this on them?